Welcome back to the Get a Grip on Lighting podcast. I'm the host, Michael Colligan, and I'm with the other host, Greg Ehrich. This episode of the show is brought to you by the good folks at Keystone Technologies. Go to KEYSTONETECH.com. Greg Ehrich, the easy folks, the big easy, Keystone.
Hey, their smart loop system we've talked about before. That's their luminaire level lighting control that has
Ooh,
a sensor built on each fixture, gives you the ability to dim it, control it separately from an app or a wall pad. Is awesome. And it's pretty easy to program. You know how easy it is? Like, I can do it. My 17-year-old kid can do it. We did it yesterday together, and he got 10 classrooms done all on his own, just like that. Smart loop.
way to go, Willie. Good job.
That's right.
And in the meantime, go to KeystoneTech.com. That's KEYSTONETECH.com. Smart Loop, luminaire level lighting controls. Greg, do me a little favor. Push your mic up a touch. I hear your breath in there a little bit every now and then. Boom, a big puff. Okay, there we go. Um, Lighting distribution is changing, and if you remember back to the pre-upgrade days, and so a lot of you folks out there listening don't know that there was a big T8 and T5 fluorescent LED fluorescent lighting boom that happened before LEDs came along, Greg. So
Mhm.
let's go back before that time where people were swapping out metal halides for T5 and T8 high bays, and there's rebates just like there is now, was or is now, and people were going crazy with this technology. CFLs was another one. But go back to the time before that when light bulbs, people accepted that light bulbs were going to burn out. They had maintenance people in the facilities to change these light bulbs, and they ordered them on a regular basis. Remember that?
It was a little before my time, but to some degree. I mean, when I came in 2006 was pretty hot fluorescent time. Upgrade everything to fluorescent. But I've heard about it. I know a little bit about it. Yeah,
And you do have a sale of products to customers still in your environment there in Minnesota. You ship people boxes of light bulbs on a regular basis.
I do. Yes, sir.
So the entire business prior to that, I would say the fluorescent high bay lighting boom, was based around a sort of pseudo subscription model. You would sell people light bulbs, you knew they were going to burn out, and then you would sell them replacement lights. And the more people you could get ordering light bulbs from you, the richer you became. It was easy peasy lemon squeezy. Everyone accepted light bulbs burn. Everyone accepted they had to change ballasts. Everyone ordered the stuff. We're entering a phase now, Greg, where people do not expect their light fixtures to burn out. It's very difficult to fix them. And likely they're going to end up with something that looks different on one if they fix one and not the other. How much do you think this is going to annoy people? And how should distributors react to the changing reality?
Hmm. Good question, Mike. Figure out the whole future right here and right now. Um, it's gonna annoy. I know it's gonna. It already annoys people. Not only the person like myself that has to sell it and work with it and figure it out. Uh, because there's not always a straightforward, even if there's not always a straightforward answer, our job is to figure that out. But there's sometimes just not an answer, and so from that point, it is frustrating. And when you look at um, other, sorry, let me gather my thought here. From that point, yes, it's frustrating. The customer is frustrated as well because they're counting on an expert to go figure it out, and then they have all these solutions and options that don't actually work for their situation. So it is going to frustrate, and it will, and I don't know that it'll ever get to the point. No, I should say it will get to the point where it is expected. Where people are going to change their mindset to some degree, and I think I see a little bit of that where people are like, okay, um, I understand that I'm going to have to replace these lights, and even new LED projects I do now, people are like, let's put some on the shelf because I'm going to need some down the road, and especially the purpose-built stuff. You want to do that because that can and will change design. So yes, people are going to get frustrated. Will it change? Mindsets will change, yeah, and I think that's on the distributor as much as the manufacturer to say, let's be realistic. What are the hours? People always ask me, what are the hours? Well, they're rated for 50,000 hours or 100,000 hours, but they have a 5-year warranty. So I know you're good there. As long as it's product failure and something not unforeseen, then you're fine. So how is a distributor going to react? How are we going to react is the big thing. How are we going to change to that? I think it does kind of go back to, in a way, it feels like it was like sales calls are kind of like what they used to be to me before we did all projects. I said at the beginning that I've done, um, I was kind of where the T8 fluorescents were hot, but I also, before I got into that, there's probably 2 years where I didn't know what the hell I was doing. And all I could do is go to a site and take pictures of bulbs and come back to the office and say, what is this? How do I get this? And then, well, here's the part number, here's the price, go sell it. And that's what I would do for about 2 years before I even understood all this retrofit and that whole game. So it kind of feels to me like that again to some degree, is you're going back to owning the socket, the customer socket or the customer connection, where the light
Mm.
goes, understanding what they have and how you can fix it, and then being their go-to source. Like, I think that's becoming more and more of a thing where customers had a lot of options for 5 years. Everybody had LEDs, everybody had, different options there, but now they're coming back and saying, okay, just handle my lighting for me. Just take it. You're a lighting person, you're an expert. Please just be in charge of it and let me do whatever else I do. So I am feeling that a little bit, and that's what you need to do as a lighting distributor, is be that person.
You are aware that the fundamental problem here is that there is no socket, right, to own.
Socket is the wrong word, so that's why I
Okay.
change it to
The
I
connection,
change
yeah.
it to like a connection or
Just making
whatever.
sure
Yeah.
we're on the same page here. Okay,
Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
that's the fundamental problem. You know,
Right.
I don't know if I can expand on what you said and make it interesting. I think that we're entering a new epoch. This marks an epoch, this change,
Mhm.
and it's going to be interesting to see how lighting distributors adapt. And I think we're going to talk a lot about that at the Nailed Convention coming up August 19th through 21st in St. Paul, Minnesota, your hometown, Greg. And
Okay.
all the big cheeses are going to be there, and we're all going to be talking about what the hell are we going to do with this lighting systems that are out there. So that's going to be part of the conversation. Among other things, you can go to naild.org to check out, to sign up for Nailed, to come to the convention and get great education, join committees. It's a great place to hang out with for a couple hours a year, as if you're a lighting distributor. And we want to thank Keystone Technologies. Go to keystonetech.com. That's keystonetech.com. Thanks for listening. Bye for now.